Hello class, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about volume. This is our 5th lesson of Unit 10. Let's begin by reviewing your homework. This is the surface area of rectangular prisms word problems. For the first one, how many square inches of black paper does she need to cover her box? Well, if you draw out the dimensions of her box, calculate the surface area, it would be 202 inches squared. For number 2, how many square feet of glass will the architect firm need to order? And in this case, there are 4 sides because it's only talking about, all 4 sides. And so you're not talking about the ceiling, you're not talking about the floor. So here, the answer is 2,625 square feet. For number 3, to paint her room, how many square feet does she need to cover with paint? Well, in this case, I drew a picture and I wrote down the dimensions of the room. And in this case, it didn't indicate if the ceiling was going to be painted or not. So if you decided to paint only the walls, your answer would be 352 square feet. But if you included the ceiling, your answer should be 472 square feet. I would accept either one. For number 4, if Charlie only has 750 square inches of wrapping paper, which box should he buy? Your answer should be the third one. It should be a 4-inch by 12-inch by 24-inch, which would be 672 square feet. For number 5, if you are building a pool, and you need to find out how much lining is needed for the pool, you draw a picture, you write the dimensions of the pool. Now in this case, you're only going to calculate 5 sides because the lining of the pool, the top part has to be open for you to fill the pool with water and for swimming. So you will not include the top part. So your answer should be 648 square feet. Now the next one, which box should she use for a dozen donuts? Which one would give you the smallest surface area? The answer should be the second one, 467.5. Now at this time, please pause the video while you take out these 2 pages in your packet along with your pop cubes. Looking at the first page, you're going to build the following prisms using cubes. You're going to determine how many cubes it took to build the prism. So for the first cube you're going to build, it needs to have a length of 1, a width of 2, and then a height of 4. So go ahead and construct this rectangular prism and write down the number of cubes. You're going to do the same. Then you're going to construct the second prism, then the third prism, and then the fourth prism with your cubes and write down the number of cubes. And then answer the following question. As you look at the dimensions of the rectangular prisms you built and the number of cubes it took to build them, what relationship do you see? Please pause the video while you construct these prisms, fill out the chart, and when you're ready to check your answers, press play. So here you should see that it took you 8 cubes for the first one, 30 cubes for the second one, 24 cubes for the third one, and 40 cubes for the last one. And what relationship do you see? You should have found that you found the area of your base, and then you multiplied it by the height. And so your volume formula is length times width times height, or your base, the area of your base times your height. Now let's look at this next part. Do you think this is true with all rectangular prisms? Try it on the prism below. So I want you to look at question number 1. Begin by looking at the specific dimensions of this rectangular prism right here, 3 by 2 by 5. I want you to answer A, B, C, and D on your own. Please pause the video, complete A, B, C, and D. When you're ready to check your answers, press play. So for A, What are the dimensions of the base? The base is a 3 by 2. How many 1 centimeter cubes would it take to cover the base? Well, 3 times 2 is 6, so it would take 6 cubes. How many layers of the 1 centimeter cubes would it take to fill the prism? So you would have 1, 2, 3, you would have 5 layers here. And using your answer from parts B and C, find the volume of the prism. In other words, how many 1 centimeter cubes will it take to fill the rectangular prisms? There are 5 layers of the 6 cubes, so 5 times 6 is 30 centimeters cubed. Now at this time, I would like for you to answer part 2 on your own. So go ahead and answer A, B, C, and D, and then finding the volume formula. Please pause the video while you complete this. When you're ready to check your answers, press play. So part A, the dimensions of the base is 7 centimeters by 8 centimeters. So the base, it would take 56 cubes to cover the base. And then how many layers will it take to fill the prism? It would be 15 layers. And how many 1 centimeter cubes will it take to fill this rectangular prism? It would take 56 cubes with 15 layers. So 56 times 15 would be 840 cubic centimeters. So your volume formula would be volume would equal your base times your height, and your base would be the area of the base. Or you could use volume is equal to length times width times height. Now at this time, I would like for you to complete the practice problems 1, 2, and 3. Please pause the video while you complete these 3 problems. When you're ready to check your answers, press play. So for practice problem 1, you first should write out the formula, plug in your numbers, and then your volume should be 1,350 cubic centimeters. For practice problem number 2, you write out your formula. Volume is equal to base times height. So if the volume is 100 cubic units, then your base is your variable or question mark times 1 times 10. So what times 1 times 10 would give you 100? The question mark, the missing length, is 10 units. And for number 3, write your formula. Plug in your numbers. Your volume for number 3 is 1,712 cubic inches. Now at this time, please take out your volume practice. Please pause the video while you complete these 8 problems. When you're ready to check your answers, press play. Now let's take a look at your answers. For number 1, your volume is 300 cubic feet. Number 2, your volume is 1,350 cubic centimeters. For number 3, your answer, the missing height, is 4 units. And number 4, your volume is 336 cubic inches. For number 5, make sure you draw out a picture and always show your work. Your answer should be 73.5 cubic feet. Number 6, your answer should be 2,197 cubic meters. Number 7, your answer should be 1,120 cubic inches. And number 8, your volume should be 3,136 cubic centimeters. For homework tonight, you need to complete these 2 practice pages. If you look at the first page, you only have to find the volume of these 4 problems. But on the second page, you have to find the surface area and the volume. So there is a lot of room here, so I expect you to show all of your work. Write your formulas, the numbers, and then your answers. You can use a calculator to help you complete this page. Good luck, and I hope you have a great afternoon.